Welcome back to the weekly headlines. I'm Kevin Hart.
I'm Mike Wimmacher. Let's get to the news. Joe Biden's inauguration was Wednesday, and while it features celebrities like Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez, Tom Hanks, and more, there was one man who stood out above the rest. That man, Bernie Sanders. Sanders here, looking like the grandpa saving a spot in line for his grandkids so they can get tickets to see BTS, has been memed so much that cats playing piano are getting jealous. My personal favorite is this one, with Bernie, Han, and Chewie. It's so on brand for Bernie, because you know he'd be anti-empire. Only the top 1% controls 99% of the Death Star. It's not fair.
To say Trump was not a traditional president is an extreme understatement. I can't rattle off everything he did that went against the grain, because I'd be here all night, and I gotta work tomorrow. But there is a tradition Trump did carry on, leaving a note for the next president. Biden wouldn't say what it was, though, but my guess is that it's a coupon for Trump steaks attached to an autographed map of his 2016 Electoral College win.
It's been 2 weeks since Donald Trump's latest reality show, America's Next Top Seditionist, took place, and more footage is coming out showing just how terrifying it all was. In one clip released this past week, we can see a Capitol police officer almost serving as a tour guide to a portion of the angry mob. At one point, he asked politely if they would leave the Senate Rotunda because it is like one of the most sacred places. Kevin James, if you're listening, here's your script for Paul Blart 3, Capitol Police.
It seems like every day we learn more about the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. This woman stole Nancy Pelosi's laptop and apparently tried to sell it to Russia. But to be fair, Vladimir Putin was only her second choice. She was going to drop it off at the computer store where Hunter Biden's laptop was given to a partially blind man. But he closed his shop and skipped town a bit ago, if you remember.
Congressman Darren LaHood, seen here enjoying the empire blowing up Alderaan, is objecting to plans by the Democratic majority in Congress to push a bill targeting domestic terrorism by right-wing extremist groups, calling it divisive and asking why last summer's riots in several American cities aren't treated as harshly as those who stormed the U.S. Capitol this month. Well, Darren, biggest difference, one involved looting, the other an attempted cooing.
It caught a lot of people off guard when Andy Manar announced he'd be resigning his state Senate seat. There are a few names being floated around to replace him, such as Alderwoman Doris Turner, Lisa Badger, and even WMAY evening talk show host Frank McNeil. Now, it's worth noting that as your state senator, there are many things that Frank will be willing to do for you, the people. However, we should let you know that there is one thing he won't do. Frank! Hey, Frank, the people want to know, are you going to wear the turkey suit?
I'm not wearing that damn turkey suit. Get out of here.
The move from Tier 3 to Phase 4 has loosened some COVID restrictions in Springfield and Sangamon County. Springfield Mayor Jim Langfeller laid out the city's new COVID policies earlier this week. While the mask mandate and fines for noncompliance will remain intact, Langfeller will allow bars to stay open until 1 a.m. as long as they adhere to wearing masks and social distancing. Because we all know the one thing that drunk people are really good at is not invading someone's personal space.
Unexpectedly, Region 3, that's us here in Sangamon County, have jumped straight into Phase 4, allowing indoor service at bars and restaurants in a somewhat limited capacity. Well, with indoor service coming back and Mike Madigan out. Reminder, for just pennies a day, you can donate talking points for Illinois Republicans in need.
Major League Baseball has another scandal in its hands, or shall I say, in its pants, as New York Mets GM Jared Porter was fired earlier this week for sending explicit photos and texts to a female reporter. The incidents took place in 2016 when Porter was a member of the Chicago Cubs scouting staff. Now Porter will be just doing his scouting in the New York Penal League.
Zack Snyder has revealed his Snyder Cut of the Justice League will be 4 hours long and not a miniseries. It's a good thing that this won't be in the theaters. I mean, can you imagine an arguably poorly written superhero movie that's 30 minutes longer than The Irishman with presumably no intermission? Also, Henry Cavill didn't do reshoots, so enjoy that iconic digitally erased mustache on Superman once again. And those were your weekly headlines. I'm Kevin Hart.
I'm Mike Wimmacher,
and we are
out of here!